Hey there! Welcome back to Reddit Dating, best channel for cheating stories. Make sure to like and subscribe the channel for more spicy stories.
My ex-wife wants me to support her affair child because her boyfriend dumped her and is being difficult with child support. Advice? This is long. I had to vent. Sorry. Long story short, I married my ex-wife young. We were together for 10, married for 6. I found out she was cheating on me back in 2014. One morning she came back from an appointment all happy and told me I was going to be a father for a third time. I had known for a couple months up until this point, and it made me sick getting intimate with her. We hadn't had sex in over 5 months, and she told me she was 10 weeks along. Which is when I told her I knew everything. She tried denying it, and when her telling everyone the conception date, it was shaky. She could never get it right. She didn't really realize how sloppy she got and assumed that when I suspected her cheating I wouldn't snoop. So I left her. I got hate from her family, but after sending them the photos, only her brother and father apologized. My ex-wife cut them both off after that. She begged me to come back, but I refused, and within the month she moved her affair partner in. I found this out from our kids. Our divorce was extremely difficult, but after a year I was finally free from her. I focused my life on work and the kids, and everything seemed great. I meet my now fiancée 3 years after leaving my ex. She had been divorced in the last year, and had 2 girls, 5 and 1. I loved her and the kids, and both my kids loved spending time with these girls as well. 18 months later we move in together, and we became our own family unit. In August I proposed to my fiancée and she said yes, both of us elated to finally be with someone who truly made us happy. The kids know and are now super excited. I had to tell my ex, and up until this point she was respectful to my wife, but once she heard we were getting married, something changed with. I still talk to her brother, and what he told me was she became obsessed with getting married, and brought it up several times with her boyfriend. This caused him to leave her. He became difficult with paying child support for their son. Me and ex had kept things friendly for our kids, and I offered to find her a lawyer. That wasn't expensive. I knew a few, so thought I could make her searching easy for her. The thing is, I gave her the number of someone, but told me she wasn't sure she wanted to cause more drama. I told her that her ex still had priorities to stick to. He shouldn't walk away and do the right thing. A couple days later she texted me and asked if I was willing to give her extra money each month for her child. I told her that he wasn't my child, and I gave her enough for the other kids anyway. She made it a point I pay for things for my fiancé's kids all the time, and how it seemed weird I would do that while allowing to also call me dad. That was their choice. The youngest was still young, didn't understand. She never meet her bio dad, and the oldest just one day started calling me dad after watching her sister do it for months. The truth is, sometimes I was paying for small things for the girls, but my fiancé handled everything else for them. But my ex saw this as a huge problem and acts like I am now loaded with money. The truth is I'm now. I haven't responded to her since she said that to me, but know she will bring it up this weekend when dropping of the kids. I don't want to get legal involved like I did with the divorce, because I will be left emotional drained. She doesn't understand the word no too well either. Is there any way I could do this without constant fight or arguing with her? I will add this though, I am legally on the birth certificate. I fought for that when she tried to put her down, even getting legal involved with this woman. She acts like no laws exist, and will fight until one of us dies from her crap. Story 2. Caught my wife 29 female cheating on me 29 male again after a year. Why do I question my own sanity? Hello everyone, this is my first post here, and I just wanted to share, gather some opinions, and vent since I have no other channel available to me right now that gives me this opportunity, so I really appreciate to every single one of you who decides to read and share their honest thoughts from an outside perspective. Background: I'm 29M, wife, 29F, and we have 2 beautiful girls under 4 years old. Bear in mind my wife suffers from depression. At one point, was hospitalized and was diagnosed as being suicidal. She takes medication, or at least should be taking medication as instructed. Story: I caught my wife having an affair back in December 2020. I didn't find out until a month later, January 2022. When my 2-year-old daughter gave me my wife's cell phone since it was out in the open in the living room. The lights popped up due to an incoming text message. The moment I got the phone, I noticed the text message said "I love you." I recognized the name. It was a close friend of hers, and my heart dropped. Not from that message alone, but the messages that were exchanged before. I was filled with anger, shock, disappointment, and darkness. I couldn't believe I was experiencing what I consider a nightmare. When I confronted my wife with her phone, I asked her, "What is this? What is going on?" I kid you not, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, "Why are you even looking at my phone?" From there, I was even more angry than before. Could not believe what came out of her mouth. She didn't feel sorry until further down our conversation. However, now that I think about it, her sorry wasn't sincere, the fact that I had to dig it out of her. Even then, it's not how I would act at all if I was in her position. Anyhow, she tells me her side of the story and confirmed she had sexual intercourse with this guy on multiple occasions. She emphasized that she was super depressed, wasn't happy at the house, and that I wasn't giving what she needed, nor was I truly listening to her for a while. In general, she tried to play the victim and blame me for her actions. Of course, I did not know how to react knowing what I know now, so I took the blame like a fool. I literally blamed myself for her cheating. Devastation and heartbreaking doesn't come close to how I felt, and how I feel now just thinking about it. I do not wish this type of behavior on anyone. Fast forward 1 month later, I decided that I wanted to continue our relationship and try to reconcile, but the only way for it to work was for her to break the affair and block this guy from all forms of social media outlets, messaging apps, etc. Literally erase this home wrecker from our family. She did that, and I was there when she made the phone call and blocking him on all social media outlets. A year passes, and while we had some rocky moments, I felt like things were getting better. We continued to see a couples therapist once a week, and that lasted for 6 to 7 months. We ended the sessions thinking we no longer needed them and continued to practice what we gathered from the sessions. It's now February 2022 on a Saturday morning. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. to feed our cat. I go back to our bedroom and noticed her phone was out next to her. I simply wanted to close the phone and get back to sleep, but noticed it was the AP's username. I could not believe what I saw. I paused for a moment thinking this was all but a nightmare. I didn't scroll through the messages because that was more than enough for me. Everything that I thought ended a year ago all came back flashing before my eyes. This time, I was calm, collective, and didn't shoot or scream in anger like I did the first time. I woke her up and asked, "Who is this? What's going on?" She didn't say a word for 5 to 10 minutes. It was complete silence. She then proceeds to explain that once again she wasn't happy, felt depressed, and didn't really stop having feelings for this guy. However, he only reached out to check up on me to make sure I was alive. At that point, I just couldn't trust what she said at all. The second chance, the little trust one still had for her, spat right back into my face. From there, she didn't apologize right off the bat. She tried to play the victim, justifying why she did what she did, and that it was my fault for thinking we didn't need to continue couples therapy after the 6 to 7 months. I took a walk outside for 30 minutes, came back and said I want a divorce. I can't continue punishing myself even though I still love you. Ever since then, I've continued to question myself. My self-esteem has never been this damaged before in my entire life. I believe marriage is sacred because I was raised with that mindset. So now, we are in the process of getting a lawyer to prepare for the divorce process. I'm still trying to process everything, speaking with my friends for support, and so on. Once we are divorced, I plan to tell her family why we divorced rather than her trying to hide the truth, but what do you guys think? Should I? I feel like I should, to ensure they don't believe any lies that may come out her mouth to suit her own agenda. Lastly, 1. Why do cheaters like to play victim the moment they are caught? 2. Why do cheaters blame the betrayed spouse? 3. Why do I question my own sanity when I'm not the one who cheated? Again, thank you so much for everyone that took the time to read and share their thoughts. I hope everyone that has moved on is at a better mental state, and is with someone who truly cares and respects you no matter how things unfold. Story 3. Wife left me and my 2 daughters for her AP. I need to vent because I am all over the place emotionally and mentally. In short, my wife left me and my 2 daughters, who are both under 4 years old, without saying goodbye, leaving a note, a text, or even calling. I noticed that when I went into our bedroom, her luggage was gone, and she took money out of our joint account to purchase a plane ticket to where her AP lives. At this point, I'm over what she did to me, but to leave your 2 children just like that. Not saying a single word? A note? Nothing. I did manage to get a hold of her via text, but she said that she didn't want to do anything with the kids because of me, and that she wanted to be happy. She was tired mentally of the life she was living. She disrespected our children like they were just complete trash. Of course, I kept my anger to myself so I can be strong for my 2 kids who need me more than ever. I love them both and would never leave them like that, ever. The fact that my wife blames me for everything is astonishing. I will continue to be the best father I can be and help them grow to not be like their mom or ever do this to someone in the future. Anyways, I already have a lawyer for a set date to get this divorce and custody handled. I want to make sure that she has 0 rights of visitation and doesn't get near my kids ever again. She has no right to just dip into their lives whenever she finds it convenient. I hate these type of people and just wanted to express this here. Thank you.